I mean, that's what I said. I said the same thing. But then what did you say? No, I disagree. I totally disagree. Ignore them. They might be a bit noisy, but let's start, shall we? Apparently, there comes a time in people's lives where you have to become sensible and have children. I didn't do that. Instead, I have 2 dogs, and they are very good boys. Who's good boys? But if you're the complete opposite of me and you have children and you need the space, this could potentially be the perfect car for you. This is the brand new E-5008 from Peugeot, and it could be the one. If you've got a load of kids. Let's have a little look around. But before I do so, make sure you subscribe to the Electrifying YouTube channel and come here. If you write a comment, then it's good for the algorithm, and then it makes the channel grow, and then I get to stay in my job. Thanks. Now, the length of the car, I mean, it's big. It's very big. It measures at 4.79 metres, which is very long, but the Kia EV9 is actually slightly longer, but they've managed to still squeeze in 7 seats. Very impressive. In terms of exterior design, it looks exactly like an E-5008, which is not a bad thing. I'm a big fan of the new kind of Peugeot design. I love the new badge. I love the new grille. I think it looks very lovely. I'm also a really big fan of the new light design with the lion claw thing, you know? But in terms of the 3008, I mean, again, it's very similar because we've got same size wheels, 19, 20-inch wheels. And then same as you get further back, same. But then it changes around here, about here. Now to show you why, I need to get in the car. Come with me. So, rear seats. Now this car will seat 7 people. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, in the outgoing version of the 5008, you actually get 3 ISOFIX points if you need 3 child seats put in, but not in this new one. There's no ISOFIX in this middle seat here. You've only got them here and only got them there, not in the rear seats either. So if you need more than 2 car seats, you're gonna have to look somewhere else. But it does have a couple of party tricks. Look at this. Hang on. And then, very good. And then you've got, does that does, hang on. Okay. It does, I know it does. Couple of cup holders there. Right, I'm going to show you what it's like in the back, which I know there is a lever. There is a lever, yes. Oh, that's nice, isn't it? Move that forward. I'll jump back here. Okay. Okay. Right, well, if these seats are all the way back, you're not going to have any legroom. I mean, I know my sausage dogs have little legs, but do you know what I mean? But if you have them slid foot, I have legroom. So these are all the way forward. So if you want your rear passengers to be comfortable, you have to sacrifice the comfort of everyone sat in that middle row. But no, there's space. It's quite dark back here. I wish the roof went back just a little bit further to brighten it up. But you've got, that's not really a cup holder, that's more like snack holder because it's quite shallow. But it's all right. How do I'm tired now. This is exhausting. Okay, hang on. There's no way of making this graceful in any way, is there? You just can't do it. Ugh. There we go. Right. Now, here, if the seats are all the way back, that's decent actually. That's not bad at all, is it? There's loads of space back here. Although, yeah, if you had rear passengers. Okay. But I mean, look, there's like, I'm 5'6½". There's this much. And that's set up for my driving position. Yeah. Yeah. Now down here, here's where you'll have a bit more sort of climate control information. Then you've got a couple of USB-C charge ports back there. It's not bad at all, is it really? When you consider you're going to get 7 people in this vehicle, that is not bad at all. Shall we have a look in the front? Come on then. Come on. Come on. Come on. keep out the riffraff. So, right. Oh. It's very nice in here. What are you beeping? Key is missing. Where's the key? Oh, we're going to have to put... Thank you. Maybe we'll just put it... I know where we can put it. Come here. In here. Look at this bit of storage in here. Let's put the key in there. There's your charge ports. Look. Lovely. I really like it in here. I do. It's the same as the E-5008 and I think it's just lovely. I mean, as you're sat in here, I'm going to say it's cosy. It feels cosy. It is like you're sat in a cockpit. You're kind of wrapped around and it's all very cosy and tight and just lovely. This is fantastic. This is 21 inches. It's called the iCockpit and it works really well, really well. I mean, everything that we've used on here has all been working great. Like there's no lag when you're tapping anything and you can kind of throw it around all over the place and it kind of, look, it keeps up. Lovely, lovely. Now to access different things, you have this down here, which is called the iToggle. This is completely customizable. You can chop and change it to have whatever you want down here and it all works really well. So if you want to change your climate control, boom, climate, and then that will come up. Oh, we're already on it. We're already on the climate. If you wanted to access your Apple CarPlay or your Android Auto, the mirror screen, that would end up being that button as well, and then it will come up on there. I haven't connected my phone yet. Maybe I'll have to do that later. But it all works and looks great. I love that it hovers because also the ambient lighting, which by the way you can still see in the back as well, but the ambient lighting kind of shines underneath it and then wraps all the way around you, which at night looks really cool. And the materials, I mean, these are all like recycled materials. It all feels really nice. Gloss black is a bit irritating because that's going to collect dust and fingerprints, but I can't complain about that. I mean, yeah, it's there though, and it's all up here, isn't it? Yeah, it's all up here as well. Let's not complain about it too much. It's shiny and lovely. Yes, we've got a couple of cup holders in here, and then you have a bit of storage in that. Oh, it goes deeper. It goes quite deep down there. What's that? That's good, isn't it? And then you've got your wireless phone charging just here, and then you have all of these shortcut buttons here for your climate control as well. You can tap and move all your media and set your favourite radio stations, all that kind of thing. And then we've got, what we've got in here, that's actually, that's not a bad size. That's not a bad size. Let's put that back in there. Health and safety, need to look after that high vis. The seats are comfortable. The driving position is really lovely. Again, it's a Peugeot thing, always try before you buy and see if you're happy with the driving position, but I'm a big fan and I like that the gear selector is here as well. Yeah. I'm not sponsored by Peugeot, by the way. Just want to make that clear. I just think this is a really lovely car. I mean, in terms of the size and in terms of what it feels like, I mean, you want to compare it to the Kia EV9, don't you? The EV9 does feel a tad more spacious. This feels closer, cozier. I mean, it feels like you have slightly less room in here than you do in the EV9.
Right, before I forget, let me tell you about the boot space. So, with all of the seats up, you have boot space of 348 litres, which isn't bad at all. It's about the same as a city car. Now, if you fold down the rear seats, you've then got 916 litres to play with. Very nice, but wait for this. As soon as you fold down all of those rear seats, including the middle row, you have 2,232 litres of space. I mean, look at all this stuff that you can get in here.
Well, to test what it's really like, we need to take it for a drive, don't we? Yeah, right. You lot ready? Ready? Yeah, ready. Put your seatbelt on. Right, let's go. Oh, look at the bridge. Oh, this is lovely. I've had worse road trips. Oh, you just get stuck on the M25. This is way nicer. Look at the wind farm and everything. It's beautiful. Now, normally, a car launch, you turn up, you have a bit of lunch, get a couple of hours with the car, and then you'll sort of drive it around and then come back to base. We're not doing that this time round. They've set up an entire road trip for us. So we arrived in Copenhagen. We're now driving over to Sweden across this beautiful bridge. And they've set up like a Spotify playlist for us to listen to some music. We've got a Polaroid camera to take some pictures. And we've got a packed lunch and everything. It's great. I can't knock this at all. As soon as you sit inside, it feels like, I feel like Peugeot have upped their game, you know? Since they kind of first then started launching, you know, the 208, then the 308 and all that sort of thing, I feel like their interiors, the way they drive, have just got so much better. And as time goes on, they are just getting more and more impressive. I'm not just saying that because they've invited me on a really lovely road trip. If you have never driven a new Peugeot before, always try before you buy, because this is not for everyone. I'm a fan. I know Ginny is a fan. It's not for everyone, because there's other members of even Electrifying that just can't get on with this driving position, having the steering wheel small and low and then looking over the top to see the screen. I like it, but if you are of the taller variety, you may not like it. So always take it out for a test drive just to see if you are happy with it, because you never know. You might go, oh, that's quite nice, which is exactly what I did. So underneath here we have 210 horsepower. Feels like 210 horsepower. Now, normally, if you were to put one of those in an E-208, for example, you'd be flying. But not in this car, because this is big. So it feels a tad sluggish when you do put your foot down. It does. I can't lie about that. And the thing is as well, is it's a massive car, isn't it? And then if you load up the car with 7 people and stuff, it's going to feel more sluggish, I reckon. So maybe we need more of a, well, we need a little bit more power in this, I think. But then what are you going to use it for? This is a school run car, isn't it? So it'll be mostly like city driving, doing school runs, that kind of thing. So the 210 slightly sluggish feeling might be all right for you. But we've got a 73 kilowatt hour battery, which is around 311 miles of range. Now, coming very soon, listen to this, coming very soon is a 98 kilowatt hour battery. And that will give you 410 miles of range. Yes. Big thumbs up for that. That is absolutely brilliant. Any vehicle, any brand that I think can get over that 400 mark is just fantastic.
Now, it is worth pointing out that when the dual motor comes along, that has 320 horsepower, so it will feel a little bit more punchy.
The question is, will they be able to achieve over 400 when you do have 7 people on board? That's the challenge. I might manage it. We'll have to find out. When we can get it in the UK, we'll get the entire Electrifying team in this car and we'll see if we can do a really long road trip. That's my promise to you.
And in terms of charging, we can charge up to 160 kilowatts at a rapid charger, which is good for a 62-mile top-up in 10 minutes or an 80% charge in around 30 minutes. AC charging peaks at 11 kilowatts as standard, or you can optionally boost it to 22 kilowatts. Oh, and a quick reminder, a heat pump is an optional extra, which is a bit of a faff.
Do excuse me. They gave us a packed lunch and everything for this road trip, and I've just had a very lovely sandwich. So now, let me tell you more about the car. So we are now on a nice windy road, so I can tell you what it's like to actually steer it. It feels a tad vague. Just a tad. I think especially with a car of this size, I want a little bit more feel to my steering. I wonder if it'll change a bit when I change the drive modes. So drive modes wise, I mean, we're in normal at the moment, so we can put it up to sport. There's a, okay. There's a little bit more. Yeah, there's a bit more feel to it, sport mode. Let's go to eco mode, see what happens there. Okay. Yeah, it just goes a bit looser. Normal, yeah, normal mode's fine. Steering wise, it's way better in sport mode. Way better in sport mode. Let's talk to you about regen braking. Now, we don't have full one pedal driving in this thing. Instead, we have levels of regen braking, but it won't bring you down to a complete stop. So you use a flappy paddles here, just behind the steering wheel, and you can either have absolutely nothing. So when you lift your foot off the accelerator, just slows down gently, or you can level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. And you'll feel more like it's braking, but it shouldn't, no, it's not coming down to a complete stop. A gentle creep. All in all though, I would say it drives reasonably nice. I do want to acknowledge the brakes. So this is very similar to what's going on in the E-5008, right? The brakes are a little bit spongy. They kind of go a bit spongy, and then the closer you come to a stop, it's then more of a sudden stop right at the end, which I can show you because I'm on, there's no one on this road, so I can show you, right? So I'm going to put my foot on the brake, slow down, and they feel quite squishy and spongy, and then the last second, it's quite a sudden stop. And that I didn't change the amount of pressure I put on the brake there. Same thing in the E-5008. I wonder if that can be tweaked with a software update. That'd be good. So there we go. We've reached the end of our road trip. Got a couple of hours to kill, so I'm going to go get a latte in a minute. But look, this is a cracking thing. In terms of price and in terms of size, I mean, you would naturally think the EV9 would be better, but the EV9 is going to be way more expensive than this, from what I've heard. Secret behind the scenes information. This is only going to be a couple of grand more than the E-3008, which is a huge thing. Like, that means this is going to be way cheaper than a Kia. And I think it's worth it. I mean, it's not the most powerful thing, but it's quite lovely, isn't it? Let us know what you think in the comment section below, and subscribe and all the things. Right, latte.